Well, welcome, Grand Rising, Galactic Jedis, Patriots, Freedom Fighters. Today is a day to remember that's actually going to be going down in history, right? First and foremost, I would love to congratulate Donald J. Trump for being sworn into office this morning. There was nothing that stopped him, right? People were still thinking that there was going to be something that was going to halt that from happening. And like I mentioned 2 days ago, the one thing that the cabal had in mind that was going to prevent that from happening and give them uh, the opportunity to implement martial law failed, right? That we're going to nuke um, the Atlantic Ocean in order to create a huge tsunami that was going to bring down the East Coast. And like I said, the Galactic Alliance completely neutralized those efforts. Well, yeah, there's a lot of executive orders that are about to go into play. I believe that there's over 200 executive orders marking the beginning of a golden age for not only America, but for the rest of the world. And before I get started, I do want to welcome all the new people that are in the house. Thank you so much for being here. I am the author of those amazing books behind me, The Secret Government, Invisible Architects, and then, of course, Our Cosmic Origin, both of which are available on Amazon. And as a reminder, I will be presenting at the Concious Live Expo coming up in 2 weeks. I'm going to be there Saturday and Sunday, and I believe Monday as well. But my presentation is on a Sunday morning. So make sure you guys get your ticket. It's going to be mind-blowing. The title of my presentation is called Transmuting the AI Transhumanist Timeline and Co-Creating the New Earth. That is the name of my presentation. It's going to be really, really deep, right? And also, as a reminder, the 31st, which is coming up in a few days, is the last day to vote for my book. For those that have not had a chance to vote for my book, since my book is up for an award, I always provide the link in the description. Now, before I get into the juicy intel regarding some of the executive orders that are going to be coming into play immediately, I also wanted to remind you guys that my February classes, including Ascension 2.0, are finally available through my website, ourcosmicorigin.com. So with that in mind, I wanted to get right into it. So let's get right into it. But before I do, I wanted to share some interesting posts that I was able to find on X that are pertaining to what happened today. So really quick before I get into the into today's intel, I wanted to share that as of the 19th of January, we're going to be, I guess they say Donald Trump's presidency is set to launch with a series of over 200 executive orders focusing on immigration, economic reform, cultural issues, foreign policy, and more. And then another one is breaking news. President Donald Trump officially withdraws the United States from the World Health Organization. That is really good news, right? The WHO. We are finally out of the WHO. And this was reported by the General. Let's call it the General, okay? And then another report coming from the General, breaking. President Donald Trump has announced that as Commander-in-Chief, he will direct, the military to immediately begin building an Iron Dome to protect the United States from any and all future missile threats. So we're going to be having an Iron Dome that's going to protect the United States from any missile threats. I don't think any other country has done that before. So we're going to be the first to do so, right? And then breaking, also coming from the General, Vivek Ramaswamy is reportedly set to exit Dodge following tensions with staff. Now, for those who don't know what this new department is, it's called Dodge. It's a Department of Government Efficiency that was supposed to be led by no other than Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, but apparently Vivek Ramaswamy is going to be stepping down. But the Department of Energy Efficiency is still scheduled to come into being, okay? As a new, of course, department of the United States government. Another report came in from the general breaking former Trump official Ezra Cohen has called for the immediate restoration of civilian control over the U.S. military under Trump's new presidency. Another report from the general breaking TikTok says it's restoring service in the U.S. after Trump provided assurances. So, for those that didn't know, as of a few days ago, TikTok was going to be eliminated, right? But because Donald Trump is a smart man and he was able to buy off 50%, so now the U.S. government owns 50% of TikTok for all the TikTokers out there. I know that some of the influencers make their money off of TikTok and they were probably thinking, God, I have to get a 9-to-5 job now. But it has been restored, okay? Because now the U.S. owns 50% of TikTok. And then finally, but not least, before I get into the intel, breaking, Donald Trump proposes a joint venture with TikTok, granting the U.S. 50% ownership stake. Oh, I think I just mentioned that. Now, I don't know if this is relevant, but a lot of people are reporting that Melania Trump was dressed in a mysterious outfit today. Many people say that her neck resembled the inverted sign of Space Force. We don't know what that means. And some people were wondering why Mr. T's hand was not on the Bible. Okay. That's a little mysterious. But again, at least he is going to bring in the golden age of America. And I just wanted to let you guys know that. All right. But so with no further ado, let's start. Okay, so on January 20th, 2025, President Donald Trump commenced his second term by initiating a series of executive orders aimed at reshaping U.S. policy across various domains. Now, bear in mind, guys, that these are just a few of the 200 executive orders that they're going to be incorporating really, really soon, okay? These directives reflect the administration's priorities in immigration, energy, social policies, and federal governance. So the first one is, of course, regarding the immigration policies, okay, which is a central focus of President Trump's initial executive actions as a comprehensive overhaul of immigration policies. So the first one is called a national emergency declaration, right? And I believe that was signed today. The National Emergency Declaration, where President T declared a national emergency at the U.S.-Mexican border, enabling the mobilization of additional resources and military personnel to enhance border security. And then the second thing that he signed today is mass deportation. The administration's announced plans to initiate extensive deportation operations targeting individuals without legal authorization to reside in the United States government. And this explains why all of the illegals that were given refuge in New York are trying to escape that, but they're not going to be able to. They're going to be sent back to Venezuela and to all the other countries that they came from. And we're talking about criminals here. So he's also going to be terminating the birthright of citizens in a sense where an executive order was signed to end the practice of granting automatic citizenship to children born in the U.S. to non-citizen parents, a move anticipated to face significant legal challenges. Okay, well, that's kind of weird. That's a new one. Another one that he signed today was the reinstatement of Remain in Mexico policy, which means that the administration's reinstated the policy requiring asylum seekers to wait in Mexico while their U.S. immigration cases are processed. So one of the most controversial and immediate actions was Trump's proclamation to shut down the southern border immediately. All right. The statement framed at a measure of national security emergency, declaring that unchecked illegal immigration possesses a direct threat to American citizens. So, for years, and then of course, a lot of this has to do with with the criminals, right? Those that came from the asylums, those that came from the prisons of South America, Central America, and Mexico. So this is who he is referring to. So for years, um, you know, porous borders have been criticized for allowing the unchecked influx of drugs, human trafficking, and criminal elements. Trump's move signals a nonsense approach, a no nonsense approach, pulling America first by halting the chaos and reclaiming control over who enters the nation. So this is happening as of day one. Okay, this bold stance was underscored by his declaration of a national emergency at the southern border, a dramatic escalation of rhetoric and resources to tackle what he called an ongoing invasion, right? The message to drug cartels, traffickers, and illegal immigrants is now very clear and bold. The gates are closing. So apparently, he's going to be taking on the drug cartels as foreign terrorists. Okay, so this is a huge war that's going to be happening in the next, I would say, in the next few weeks. Okay, so in a historic first, Trump officially designated drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. This classification brings immense legal and operational leverage to combat these deadly networks. No longer are these cartels viewed merely as criminal enterprises, they are now treated as organized threats akin to ISIS or Al Qaeda. This move, the move reflects Trump's commitment to dismantling the cartels that have flooded America's streets with fentanyl, and which is a drug, of course, and destroyed countless lives. The aggressive declaration allows the U.S. military and intelligence agencies to target these organizations with unparalleled force. It's a declaration of war, not just on drugs, but on the devastating human toll they have wrought. So, reinstating the controversial remains in Mexico policy represents another sharp turn. Under this directive, asylum seekers must await court hearings outside of the United States, curbing the exploitation of asylum loopholes. Critics argue that this policy creates undue hardship for immigrants, but Trump has defended it as a necessary safeguard for national sovereignty. By ending the abuse of American asylum systems, Trump aims to restore order and prioritize the interest of legal immigrants and citizens. So this is a huge thing that's going to be happening as of today. Trump's termination of the catch and release policy sends a resounding message. No more games, he says. Okay, so under this policy, illegal immigrants were often detained, processed, and then released into the United States pending hearings that many never attended. So now detention and deportation will take center stage. This change reflects Trump's commitment to enforcing the rule of law and ensuring America is not taken advantage of anymore. The next executive order that he signed today deals with energy and environmental policies. So, in alignment with the goal of achieving energy dominance, President Trump issued orders to declare a national energy emergency. And what this is it's a declaration that aims to expedite permitting processes for energy projects, increase fossil fuel production, and reduce regulations perceived as obstacles to energy development. Another executive order is withdrawing from the Paris Climate Accords, which is also a good thing, right? Climate change is a myth, as you guys know. So the administration initiated the process to exit the International Agreement on Climate Change Mitigation, citing economic considerations. Another thing that he passed today was the uh, rescind electric vehicle mandates. And what that is it's an executive order that was signed to eliminate federal mandates promoting electric vehicles adoption, emphasizing a market driven approach to the automotive industry. Another executive order that he signed is the elimination of diversity programs. What does that mean? Well, President Trump ordered the discontinuation of federal funding for diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, asserting a need to refocus on merit based practices instead. Another thing that he signed today is gender identity recognition. And I believe he made it clear when he, gave his speech today after his inauguration that he's only going to be recognizing males and females, not transgenders. Okay. So this is a policy that was instituted to recognize individuals based solely on their biological sex at birth, affecting various federal programs and protections as well. And then another thing that he passed was the implementation of Schedule F. Now, what is that? Some of you might ask. Well, the implementation of Schedule F is that the administration reinstated an executive order creating a new category of federal employees, allowing for easier hiring and firing based on performance and alignment with administration policies. Another executive order that he passed today was the relocation of federal agencies. The relocation of federal agencies. And what is that? Those are plans that were set in motion to move certain federal agencies out of the Washington, D.C., aiming to decentralize, I love this, decentralize federal operations and reduce bureaucratic influence. That is good, right? That's part of draining the swamp, because we do know that the deep state, right, operates through their bureaucrats. So again, the relocation of federal agencies was set in motion to move certain federal agencies out of Washington, D.C., aiming at decentralizing federal operations in order to reduce bureaucratic influence. Another thing that he passed today, among the other almost 200 policies, and I don't really have time to go over all of them, but I will go over the most important ones, is trade and foreign policy. Now, trade policy, according to this thing, President Trump directed federal agencies to access current trade agreements, particularly with China, Canada, and Mexico, to identify areas for renegotiation favoring U.S. interests. In other words, he's going to be bringing the business back to this country, all right, which is a good thing. So another thing that he passed today was the renaming of geographical landmarks. This is an executive order that was issued to rename the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America and revert Darnell to its former name, Mount McKinley, reflecting a nationalistic approach to U.S. landmarks. Another thing that he passed regarding federal workforce and policies is implementing Schedule F to reduce job protections for certain federal employees, which is a good thing, removing diversity, equity, and inclusion policies within the federal government, requiring federal employees to pass a new civil service test on constitutional principles. So in terms of social policies, they are going to reintroduce a ban on transgender military services. Okay, and this also includes this also includes not allowing transgender to be part of sports anymore. Okay, because it's not fair anymore. Okay, which is a good thing. Prohibiting transgender women from participating in, of course, women's sports and or anything of that regard. And then that also includes banning the teachings of critical race theory in federal institutions. So that's another thing under social policies. And then under pardons pardons and legal actions. Well, this is a big one, all right? He did issue pardon for all the individuals that were arrested that were in connections to the January 6th Capitol incident. Over 1,500 patriots were pardoned as of today. And this was also reported in the Epoch Times, I believe. And I think I have the article right here, which is a very good thing. Let's see if I find it. There we go. Trump pardons 1,500 people following his pledge to take it case by case for the J6ers. All right. This was also in the Epoch Times, which is very good. Let's see. There's more. Okay. They're going to be enforcing a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. So that was another executive order that he passed today, ending the wars in the Middle East. Like I said, I am predicting that this man, sometime this year, will win a Nobel Peace Prize. So another thing that he passed was imposing new sanctions on Iran, which is a good thing. Strategizing over Syria's transitional government, and most importantly, ending the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Wow, that's good, right? So now we could rest assured that the deep state is not going to haul us into the Third World War. All right, cool. So let's see. These executive orders signify the administration's intent to swiftly implement its policies agenda, setting the tone for President Trump's second term. While some actions may proceed with immediate effect, others are expected to encounter legal scrutiny and require legislative collaboration. So, aside from all the 200 executive orders, which some of the most important ones are being implemented as of today, we could also say that the Trump administration's second term marks a pivotal moment in American history. Why? Well, because it's poised to revolutionize the policy's access to long classified information. And this is where we begin to receive what is known as the disclosure. Finally, the disclosure of highly classified information. Okay. So he did promise to disclose documents surrounding key events such as the JFK assassination, the truth about what happened in September 11, 2001, the corruption within the Department of Justice, the DOJ, and the inner workings of the deep state. The administration aims to eliminate decades of secrecy and alleged malfeasance or malpractices, which is what we call treason. Okay, these revelations have the potential to reshape public trust in government institutions and redefine the nation's understanding of its own history. So the first thing that they're going to be releasing to the general public, and this is going to begin we could say the mass awakening of what we call the normies. Okay, it's the JFK files. So this is going to end the mystery, right? This is going to put an end to all the baloney stuff that we learned in school regarding the Warren Commission, right? So, as you guys know, for over a century, the assassination of the late President JFK had remained one of the most controversial and debated events in American history, right? Despite the numerous investigations, including the Warren Commission and the release of select files during the Trump's first term, questions linger regarding the true nature of JFK's death. So President Trump has signaled his intention to release all remaining classified JFK files, ensuring that every American has access to unredacted documents. This initiative reflects a broader commitment to transparency, addressing claims that the assassinations may not have involved clandestine operations beyond the scope of the official, may have involved, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that again. This initiative reflects a broader commitment to transparency, addressing claims that the assassinations may have involved clandestine operations, which means secret operations, right? Secret societies operations, as revealed in the secret government, right? The entire, assassination, you could say, you could say, order came from the Black Pope, for those who read The Secret Government, and it went through the Knights of Malta to the CIA was involved, the FBI, and all of the deep staters, right? That's the truth of the matter. Well, soon the normies are going to be able to know this, which is a good thing, okay? Um, and the full release of these files could shed light on critical questions. Like, of course, Lee Harvey Oswald, was he a true lone gunman? And of course, we know the truth, that he was just a patsy watsy, right? He was just there to take the truth, to put, the blame on. But we all know here that it was done by the deep state. So apparently, that is going to be one of the first things that they are going to be releasing to the general public, beginning the disclosure. The second thing that they're going to be releasing is the exposing the corruption of the DOJ. So another focal point of the Trump administration's declassification efforts in the Department of Justice, which is an institution that frequently criticized political bias and misconduct. Trump has long accused the DOJ of shielding corrupt actors within its ranks, particularly during investigations tied to politically charged issues. So, by ordering the release of classified materials related to high profile cases, including those involving election interference and the abuse of power, the administration seeks to reveal the systematic corruption that has allegedly plagued the agency. The disclosure of these documents could provide evidence of internal schemes to manipulate investigations, target political adversaries, which is what's been going on with this witch hunt, and protect elites from accountability. This transparency may pave the way for sweeping reforms, restoring public faith in an institution integral to the rule of law, and therefore exposing all of those treasonous deep staters that were involved. Another thing that's going to be released is the truth about what happened on September 1st, 2001. No, sorry, September 11, 2001. Okay, I don't even know if I should say that word here, but you guys know what I mean. September 11, 2001. So this is going to be a huge wake up for the normies. I mean, when this is released to the general public and it's all over the news, because a lot of people are still believing that this was an outside external event, right? That it was really the Islamic terrorist that launched the attacks on September 11. Okay, a lot of people are still under that pretext, unfortunately. So perhaps the most consequential disclosure will concern the events of September 11, 2001. Despite numerous inquiries, including the commission report that came, skeptics do argue that the full truth about the attacks has yet to emerge, and it will under Trump's administration. Classified documents linked to the tragedy, including those related to foreign involvement and intelligence failures, could finally be made public, and they will be. Speculation about, Saudi Arabia's potential involvement, the role of intelligence agencies that were all in cahoots, right? And the pre-attack warnings has fueled decades of distrust. The administration's commitment to declassification will likely address these claims, providing Americans with a clear understanding of the circumstances leading up to and following that fateful day. This revelation could bring closure to families of the victims while exposing those who have prioritized political agendas over national security. And we do know who those people were, right? Dick Cheney and the Bushes, right? So this is also going to be opening up another can of worms, which is going to shed more light on the deep state. Again, it's going to be disclosure after disclosure after disclosure. And all of this will lead to the golden age eventually, as we reach critical mass effect in the Great Awakening. So the Great Awakening is here. 2025 is the year where the normies have an opportunity to wake up, to snap out of their programming. So a cornerstone of Trump's platform has been his condemnation of the deep state, a term that he's used to describe a network of unelected bureaucrats, intelligent officials, and of course corporate interests allegedly working to undermine democratic governance. So by declassifying documents related to covert operations, surveillance programs, and financial networks, the administration aims to expose how this shadowy apparatus operates to the general public. The disclosure of these files will confirm suspicious of everything that was suspicious about the deep staters' influence on policymaking, media narratives, and electoral processes. Such revelations um, could not only validate Trump's claims, but also inspire widespread demands for accountability and systematic change. This is going to lead to what is known as a global Nuremberg trials. A global Nuremberg trials. And yes, even the big gates and Dr. Doom starts with an F. They're all going to be, hung, okay, when all this comes out. A global tribunal, a global Nuremberg trials. This is all where it's going to lead to. So, which is going to be, again, the precipice of a golden age when all of these people become arrested. So the implications of declassification, right? While the promise of transparency is laudable, the implications of such disclosures are complex. Revealing classified information could have profound legal, political, and societal consequences. On one hand, it could foster a renewed sense of trust between the government and its citizens, demonstrating a commitment to honesty and accountability. And then on the other hand, its risk exacerbating divisions, particularly if the disclosures confirm long-held suspicions of institutional corruptions and malfeasance. Okay, so as a result of that, this might piss off some of the people in a way where they are probably going to protest against this information. We might have some rioters, from Antifa, right, that are trying to keep this under the rug. So, moreover, these revelations could reshape America's international relationships. Allies implicated in sensitive documents may face diplomatic fallout as well, while adversaries may exploit the information to challenge U.S. credibility. Balancing the public's right to know with national security interest will be a delicate task for the Trump administration. And all of this will lead to a new era of transparency. Okay, so the Trump administration's commitment to declassification signals a bold departure from the status quo. By addressing historical controversies and exposing institutional corruptions, this effort has potential to transform the nation's understanding of the past and present. While challenges might lie ahead as a result of that, the promise of a greater transparency reflects a profound shift in governance, one that prioritizes the empowerment of the people through truth. So, as these disclosures unfold, they will not only illuminate the shadows of history, but also challenge Americans to reckon with the realities of power and accountability. In so doing, the Trump administration may leave a legacy defined by its willingness to comfort the most guarded secrets of the American government. Now, another thing that he mentioned today, I don't know if you guys saw his inauguration speech, but he did mention that we are going to be the first country that establishes an American flag on planet Mars, which again, I've been talking about how in the next few years, we're going to become an interplanetary civilization due to the fact that they will be rolling out all of this hidden technology like anti-gravity aircraft, hover cars, free energy, med beds, just to name a few things, allowing us to literally start exploring off-world planets, okay, beginning with Mars. So it is believed that by no later than 2028, we will have a Earth colony, an open, because we already have secret colonies on Mars, all right? The secret space program is real. So in the private sector, there are already colonies on Mars. But these colonies are going to be available to the general public by no later than 2026 to 2025 as we begin sending people off-world in the open, which is going to mark the beginning of a space era for the Earthlings of planet Earth. And then with that, of course, comes first contact with, benevolent racists, the Galactic Alliance. We're going to have an opportunity to finally meet Valiant Thor, Commander Corindor, Commander Ashtar, and all of the other commanders that have been working in favor of our civilization for thousands of years, and apparently have been monitoring us for thousands of years. So, yeah, this is exciting news. This is very cool that a lot of interesting things are going to be unfolding this year. And there was one last thing that I wanted to share with you guys. Let's see if I could find it. Oh, so I don't know if you guys noticed, but Big Mike, you guys know who I'm talking about, right? Big Mike, right? Married to Barack, Big Mike, did not attend the inauguration. Well, rumor has it that Big Mike was finally arrested for her ties with P. Diddy. I believe it was last night or 2 nights ago. Let's see if I can find the report. 1 second. Report on Big Mike. You guys know who I'm talking about, right? The guy that looks like a female that's married to Barack, right? Big Mike. That's all I'm going to say. Because, Big Mike was not there. Oh, here it is. Here it is. All right. So according to this report, this is coming from Real Raw News. I don't know if you guys can see it. There she is, Big Mike. Say hi to Big Mike. Apparently, they're going through a divorce, and I can tell you guys why they're going through a divorce. But United States Space Force last week arrested, okay, so this happened last week, according to this report, arrested the transsexual Michael Robinson, aka Michelle Obama, at the Harbor View Hotel at Martha's Vineyard, less than a quarter mile from the Obama's multi-million-dollar estate. Michael Robinson, sources in Michael Robinson's sources in General Eric M. Smith's office told Real Raw News had been sharing a room with a 27-year-old Caucasian male when special forces burst in and handed him a military arrest warrant, charging him with treason, sedition, conspiracy, and murder for hire. Mike Robinson, was fully naked and sinful when told he had an appointment at Guantanamo Bay, a Gitmo. So the arrest, one source said, took place on the 13th of January after a federal fifth columnist and acquaintance of the Obamas informed General Smith that Robinson, Big Mike, had rented a suite at the Harbor View Hotel and was entertaining paid escorts to satiate his demented fetishes. Wow. It's unclear where, you know, I don't even know if I could read that here, but let's just say this, that that Big Mike, according to this report, was arrested. All right, special forces busted Big Mike, and that is the reason why Big Mike is divorcing Barack, and of course did not attend the inauguration this morning. So I don't know if you guys noticed that, but Barack was by himself because Big Mike was taken to Gitmo uh, for all kinds of sedition and, anyways, I don't want to say that word, homosexuality stuff. All right, let's all right, let's give some of you guys a shout out here. I want to see who is in the house. Let's see. Stacy Iba's in the house. Leslie Kun Life is in the house. Vicky Graham is in the house. Tommy Chicago is in the house. Jade is in the house. Sandra is in the house. Joanna, Ricky Lee, 1111. Sarah is in the house. Yvette Z is in the house. Nikki Snyman is in the house. John Starr is in the house. Edward is in the house. Carol D is in the house. Who else is in the house? Sylvia Bedell. Whoa, the chat is going super fast. Like, all right. Monica Kamagaski's in the house. Mr. Paul Michael is in the house. Diana77 is in the house. Who else is in the house? Wolf Mother, Wolfman. Wolfman, what's up, Wolfman? Are you still taking Chilligit? I hope you are, because I take Chilligit. It's the best supplement to take. Who else is in the house? Andromeda Daisy. Uh, Starlight. And all 2,475 people that are in the house. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the age of Aquarius. And from what I hear, guys, I think in the next few days, or maybe even tomorrow, I think tomorrow we're going to be witnessing the alignment of 6 planets in our solar system, right? Which is going to initiate the beginning stages of the age of Aquarius. I am so excited because according to the prophecies, in the age of Aquarius, humanity is finally liberated from the shackles of the Cabal, of the Babylonian Brotherhood, of the Nimrod Isu Cain bloodline, of the human reptilian hybrid seed that was given to us by Enki and his children. That's according to the prophecies. That's what happens, is that the earth is finally liberated from the Babylonian bloodlines, okay? As the restoration of the original Davidic Druidic bloodline comes into power, which is the bloodline of righteousness as represented by the lion and the Knights Templars, right? That's the knight who protected the Holy Grail throughout the Dark Ages. So that's another talk, I guess, but it's all in the secret government, guys. You know, it's all in the secret government. Let's see. Starts today, January 28th. Somebody says, Wolf Mother. What's up with Melanie Black Cat, Melania Black Cat? Oh, yeah. That was weird. You know, like I said, you know, according to this report, Melania Trump was dressed very mysteriously. Let's see. Let's go back to this report. Okay, so according to SGNon, the Q News Patriot, and by the way, I did have SGNon on about 8 months ago. If you guys want to watch that interview, go to my YouTube channel. Oh, wait, you are on my YouTube channel. I'm sorry, just go to the live where I was actually interviewing SGNon, right? That was a good one. And I know SGNon, he's a good guy. So according to SGNon, the black hat, I don't know if you guys can see it here, but the black hat is very similar, that's Melania, to the hat that Princess Diana was wearing. So that is a symbol where generational wrongs are being righted before your very eyes. So that is actually a good thing, okay? It is very similar to Princess Diana, okay? Melania Trump is wearing a hat that resembles the hat that Princess Diana was wearing. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there you go. There you go. See, that's Princess Diana right there, and that's Melania Trump. So according to Esgenon, this means that generational wrongs are being righted before your eyes. That's what that means. Okay, so that's a good thing. However, there's also the thing with the scarf. The scarf is, see, there's the symbol of Space Force, right? But she is wearing it inverted. Now that to me is a mystery, right? Melania Trump's scarf is the symbol of Space Force, but backwards. It's inverted. So I don't know what that means, guys. I don't know what that means. But again, you know, everything has to be revealed, right? That's why I report on everything. I'll let you guys be the judge of that. You could leave it in the comments. Give me your feedback as to why her neckline is the inverted symbol of Space Force, okay? If you guys want to put it in the chat, that would be great. Oh, let me see. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now you guys can see it, right? All right. There we go. And then I wanted to show you guys the so according to Esgenon, there we go. Oh yeah, and then I wanted to show you guys this, of course. You know, I don't know why Mr. T did not put his hand on the Bible. That's also questionable. But again, I'll let you guys be the judge of that, okay? And then another thing. Um, and then this is the one I wanted to show you guys. So yeah, so the hat represents wronging the rights, right? We see Princess Diane right there. That's Princess Diana, and then there's Melania Trump. They're both wearing the same hat. So, anyways, I'll let you guys be the judge of that. Okay. I just like to report on everything, you know. So, but overall, I do want to say that 2025 is the year. 2025 is the year. Now, you guys know the drill. I'm going to go ahead and take some Q&A. Let's see. I'm going to just pick random questions here. All right. Hi, Ishmael. This is Kat in Canada. Kat in Canada says, do you notice Eric Trump doing the triangle hand sign at the inauguration? Are you talking about this? Um, if that's what you're talking about, I don't I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That is a sign that of a sophisticated person, you know, of a person who's meant to be a leader. So a lot of leaders do that. You see Elon Musk do that. You see Donald J. Trump do that. It has nothing to do with the Illuminati, guys. Okay, it's just a sign of a sophisticated person who is meant to become a leader. People that are meant to become leaders, people that are meant to become, great. You could say people that are meant to change the world, right? They always do that hand symbol. And this does not have anything to do with the Illuminati, by the way. Bear in mind that the Illuminati inverted a lot of that stuff, okay? So, yeah, we might see it in the dark side when they do that, right? But a lot of the guys that are part of the good guys, they also do that because it's just a symbol of sophistication. That's the word I was looking for. It's a symbol of being sophisticated. Um, let's see. This is another question, or is it a statement from Janelle Benson? I don't think I've ever addressed Janelle Benson. Welcome. We had a test of the EBS system, this evening, that they say will now be happening on a weekly basis on Fox. Any idea why? Seems like a precursor for something. Okay. This is interesting. This is coming from the Galactic Jedi. Janelle Benson. Welcome, Janelle Benson. So again, we had a test of the EBS system this evening that they say will now be happening on a weekly basis. Basis on Fox. Any idea? Well, again, this could pertain to the fact that they will be disclosing a lot of information to the general public. So that could probably, that probably ties in with that. But thank you for sharing it, Janelle. Thank you. Thank you. And I do have a super chat, and let me address it before I forget. This is a super chat from Sandy Kuzma. Welcome, Sandy Kuzma. She says, hi, Ishmael. Will the Bronson brothers' SCOTUS decisions be announced soon? I sure hope so, because that's totally going to incriminate Brandon, right? And lock Brandon up. Well, the sixth clone, let's just be real. The original Brandon was taken out by the White Hat military in 2016. And so we're talking about the sixth generational clone of Brandon. So I sure hopes that the Brunson case is also revealed to the general public. I sure hope so. We'll see what happens. Let's see. I do have a question here from Phantom Twilight. I don't think I've ever addressed any of your questions, Phantom. This is a question from Phantom Twilight. Well, welcome, Phantom. Hi. Does the White Hats notice that the moon moves? Let's see. Do the White Hats notice that the moon move and got smaller? Okay, that's the first part of your question. I am not sure about that. I haven't seen the moon get smaller, and quite frankly, I've never seen the moon move myself, unless, of course, is a craft. It could be a craft looking like the moon, but as far as I know, the moon is stationary and it only moves as the Earth rotates. But as far as it moving alone by itself, I've never seen that, nor have I ever seen any reports on that. The second question is, Do they also notice if somebody is manipulating the weather? Well, we all know that weather modification and tampering with climates is a reality, right? They have the technologies to do so, but lately, all of these technologies were actually stripped from the cabal, with the exception, of course, of what happened a couple weeks ago with Los Angeles. That was a quick re-engineering of weather modification systems, a little hand-me-down from the Orion Negative Alien Syndicate that was fighting a straight-out Star Wars right above the Earth's atmosphere. Okay, so but that's been taken care of. Okay, so we don't have to worry about weather manipulation by the dark side anymore. John Starr says Trump's related to Saint Germain. That's why he's got a purple tie. Well, I revealed this once in one of the podcasts, I believe, about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, that Mr. T is actually a fragment of Saint Germain. Okay, he is a fragment of the full consciousness of Saint Germain, restoring America back. So that makes a lot of sense. Thank you for sharing that, John Starr. And I do have another super chat from Be the Light. Welcome, Be the Light. Hey, Ishmael, since Trump's just signed an executive order restoring free speech, how long before we can still stop talking in code online? It will be awesome to speak freely again. I agree. I do. I hope that it kicks in like now or immediately because I'm like hanging by a thread here. But yeah, I hope that kicks in right away. Be the light. I sure do. And also, like I mentioned before, Mr. Musk is in the process of buying out all social media platforms. So that's a good thing, right? He's going to give us freedom of speech. And did you guys see Mr. Zuckerberg, Mark Zuckerberg, who is, by the way, an AI? He's not even human. That guy's straight robotic. He's inorganic. Did you guys see Mark Zuckerberg sitting right behind Trump's family in the inauguration? That was weird, right? I didn't think Mark Zuckerberg was going to be there. Let's see. Any more questions? Oh, this is a good one. Renee Velasco is in the house. How you doing, Renee? I didn't notice it, but now that you bring it up, he says, Ishmael, did you see Elon Musk doing a Nazi salute in today's inauguration? No, I didn't see that, but I wouldn't be surprised because again, that guy he's got two souls in one body. One soul is evil and the other soul is good. One soul is a fallen angel. It's a Nephilim, right? It's a Nephilim Anunnaki. Elon is Anunnaki, but he's also has the potential to be an angel. He also has a good soul. So he's what you call an indigo 3. An indigo 3 is an advanced, you could say it's when two souls, a soul of a fallen angel and the soul of an angel, are in the same body. So he's very conflicted. And we could say that his negative side, his fallen angel side, is what's creating Neuralink. It is what is working with AI. It's what eventually wants to merge people with the machine. And then we could say that his good side is the one that wants to give us free speech, take us to Mars, make us a space faring society. So yeah, he is two souls in one body, right? Two souls in one body. But no, I didn't notice that he was doing that he was giving off the Nazi salute. I didn't notice that. Oh, this is a good one from Galactic Shield Maiden. She wants to know if there were any galactic members at the inauguration. And the answer to that is absolutely. Well, unbeknownst to us, the entire Capitol Hill, you could say, was protected by the Galactic Alliance. We even had Commander Valiant Thor in attendance, but he was invincible to the humans. He was actually standing to the right of Donald J. Trump the whole time. Again, they have cloaking devices, right? Commander Valiant Thor was there. as well as Commander Corindor. And then right above them, we had a mother craft where we had the Ashtar Command and his personnel that were also safeguarding, you know, the entire building the whole time. So yes, the Galactics were definitely there, but they were cloaked. They were cloaked. Good. Well, I guess I was booted off again. I wasn't supposed to say that, but it's okay. I came back without starting another live, so that's a good thing. So if you guys saw me pause for a few seconds there, I was booted out from my own live, but I managed to come back. So to answer your question is yes, the Galactics were definitely there. They were just cloaked. But yeah, Commander Valiant Thor was to the right side of Trump the whole time. Yes, Michelle. Michelle, what's your last name? Michelle Mediavilla. Michelle Mediavilla wants to know if that was the real Trump. Yes, that was the real Trump. Absolutely. Again, there are three Trumps. We have a double, a cybernetic AI Trump that is like the bad Trump. You know, he's the one who project warp speed. He's the one who's backing Bitcoin, and you know he. And then you have the real Trump, who is always in Cheyenne Mountains. But there today, we have the real Trump. Absolutely. Let's see. Mary Jane G. Divine Starseed says, Ishmael, in the future, maybe Trump will come on your show. Well, that would be nice. That would be nice. That would be nice. Are clones ever used for millennium? This is a question from Angel Gunners Hog. Thank you, Angel, for being here. That is a good question. I would say yes, because every political figure, celebrity, and their spouses have clones. Absolutely. So I would say yes, especially because, you know, the real Melania Trump is she's a Pleiadian emissary, part human, part Pleiadian. So she is working with the Galactic Alliance in secret, covertly, right? She's not supposed to say she is, but she is, and she was assigned to protect Donald J. Trump. So I wouldn't be surprised if she has a double as well. Sandy Kuzma, thank you for the super chat. She says, "Is it possible that Trump was inaugurated before today just to be safe?" I don't think so. I think he was literally inaugurated today. But that is a good question. Is Melania commander of the Palladian, says Sophia Glory, 1111. I wouldn't be surprised if she was one of the commanders. I wouldn't be surprised because you know, one of the things that I talk about in our cosmic origin is that a lot of these commanders are actually stepping down into human bodies, or they're materializing human form in order to kind of blend in with humans on Earth. So I wouldn't be surprised. Will Trump start revealing? This is a question from Mrs. Otenberg. Welcome, Mrs. Otenberg. Will Trump start revealing the aliens among us? From what I heard from the Galactic Alliance is that that's the plan. That's the plan. But like I said before, they have to do it in increments. Otherwise, the normies, or those that are unawakened, are going to, be very overwhelmed and perhaps even have an internal combustion with too much information. So they have to do it in increments. So the answer to that is yes. Like I said, by sometime between now 2026, the Galactic Alliance will be revealed to the Earthlings. Absolutely. I do have a super chat from Julie Harrelson. Thank you so much for the donation. Will there still be an EBS? That is a good question. Um, we might not have to stay home. I think now they're just gonna release all the information on Fox News, and then when Elon Musk buys MSN, NBC, I think they just might do it without having everybody stay home. So, will there still be some sort of massive broadcasting of all the corruption disclosures? Yes. Will people have to stay home for 10 days of darkness? That's still questionable, but who knows? We're all going to have to wait and see. Because remember, the whole point of having everybody stay home for 10 days or over 2 weeks, so it was so that the white hat military could arrest all the bad people, worldwide. But it seems like they're already doing that. And I think, according to one report, as of this morning, they've already arrested 50 something people from Congress. So, the swamp is being drained from behind the scenes, guys. It is definitely being drained. Is Diana Barron's mother? That could be a possibility. I'm not sure. I guess we're all going to find out, but there is a lot of speculation regarding that, perhaps. Ricky Lee 1111, why do you think Trump just doesn't release free energy and not worry about it? Drilling. That is a good question. Again, under the new department, and especially with Elon Musk, like I said, they're going to use Elon Musk to release all of this technology to the public. So it is in the plan. Definitely, it is in the making, right? And this is what's going to lead America into the golden age. Is the fact that free energy technology will be used here in America first, and then it's going to be given to the world, to the rest of the world. Yes, I will turn on the captions right when I am done with this live. Absolutely. We are at the top of the hour. I still want to continue taking questions. If you guys could give me a minute, I have to use a restroom. I'll be back in 1 minute. I am back. Thank you for your patience, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. I am human, guys. When I have to go to the bathroom, I have to go to the bathroom, right? Let's see. This is a good question. Is Diana and Melania the same person? I actually thought about that this morning. I really did. Um, that is a good one. I am not sure. All right, my gut feeling is telling me no, that they are two different people because Melania Trump is a Pleiadian human emissary. Okay, she's mainly Pleiadian. And Princess Diana is not a Pleiadian. She is a direct descendant of the bloodline of King David. So in terms of royalty, she is the true Queen of England. She was supposed to be the true Queen of England. Of course, that title was hijacked by the reptilian human hybrids, right? Queen Elizabeth II and Charles. So, yeah, Princess Diana was supposed to be the real Queen of England because she comes from the David bloodline, the bloodline of King David, Jesus, and Mary Magdalene, right? Not Queen Elizabeth II. She comes from the opposite bloodline, which is the reptilian human hybrid. Somebody saying Melania is not Diana. Okay, you guys, could share that. Again, I don't think they are. I think they're two different people, but each and every single one of you is entitled to your own opinion, right? I do have another super chat from Julie. Welcome, Julie. Last name Harrelson. Harrelson. Welcome, Julie Harrelson. The inauguration started before 12. Did that have meaning? I recall always hearing it should start at 12 and not before. I am not sure about that, Julie. That's a very good question. I am not sure about that, but thank you for asking. Is J.D. Vance JFK Jr.? No, those are two different people. Like I said, JFK Jr. is in hiding, okay? And he's not going to be coming out until they conduct a full house cleansing of the global cabal worldwide. Because again, just like Princess Diana, JFK Jr. is a direct descendant of the Holy Grail, right? So he is royal, a real royal, just like Princess Diana was a real royal, right? Not the not the families that have been in charge of Europe. Those families are not royal, right? In fact, they come from the opposite bloodline, which is a human reptilian hybrid bloodline. Somebody says J.D. Vance is being played by the actor Paul Walker. Okay. Ishmael, which article was that about Big Mike being arrested? This is from Edward Kasari, Gene. That was coming from the Real Raw News. Real Raw News. That's where I got that article from. Yes, I know Baron does look like Diana. That's the thing, Why does he look like Diana so much? Melania looks like Syrians or Arcturians, her eyes. Interesting. This is a comment from Marilyn Zayens. Welcome, Marilyn Zayens. Welcome, welcome. Ishmael, what do you have for dinner tonight? Well, I always have the same thing. Eggs. That's my meal. I always eat eggs as my final meal. Let's see. Tell us about the Elon Mars stories. Well, I did describe that in one of my lives. Was it 6 months ago? Again, guys, there's a lot of information that I went into detail, but you just have to watch some of my lives from months ago. It was a live following. One of the titles was called Elon the Trojan Horse. So it was the live after that. It was on a Saturday night when I explained his entire connection to Mars. 2 million years ago, the personality we know today as Elon Musk, let's just call it the fallen angel that's in his body, right, was known as Valek. And Valek was the person who actually duped the Martians and convinced them into joining with artificial intelligence, creating a society of cyborgs. Again, history is repeating itself. And so, as a result of that, the Martian colony went into war with the Maldakians, which is what we call the 11th planet, which is now known as the Kuiper Belt, which is one of the jovial, it used to be a jovial planet. And that war took place approximately 2 million years ago. All right. So, again, a lot of this is in our cosmic origin, galactic history. So I would strongly recommend for all of those people that have not read my books to read my books, and you will have a deeper understanding of what I talk about. So again, Elon Musk came to us from Mars. Okay, his name was Valek. Yes, Elon Musk also has a clone too. Again, every political figure, every powerful person, every celebrity was cloned. Okay, cloning facilities have been around for thousands of years, guys. Right? We have the surface world, and then we have the private sector, the underworld or the underground world, and that's where the technology has always been 1,000 years ahead of the surface world. So cloning facilities have always existed. Yes, John Kennedy Jr. has wears many masks. Ishmael, are you talking about the kid that was let's see, that was taken from the Kennedy family, perhaps? Yes. And he did write a book called Stolen Identities. So that is the real JFK Jr. There's a lot of people that are trying to pretend or trying to pose as him, but the real JFK Jr. Was that kid that was taken from the Kennedys long, long ago. Okay. So yeah, that is a very good question. Ishmael, what do you know about the red planet? This is a question from Christy. Welcome, Christy. You must be referring to Mars. Well, like I said, about 3 million years ago, Mars had a flourishing human civilization. They had oceans, rivers, lakes. It was just like the Earth, an ecosystem, an atmosphere. And due to a nuclear holocaust that broke out between what remained of the biological Earthlings and the cyborgs, and of course, Planet Maldic was involved. They blew their atmosphere up. They blew themselves up. So some of the Martian elitists went inside Mars, and they still live there up until today. So Mars, just like the Earth, is also hollowed, where they have underground cities inside. So on the surface, Mars for the last 2 million years or so is desolate, but inside of Mars, Civilizations have been flourishing since then. So that's all I could say about that. Again, if you want to know more about this stuff, read our Cosmic Origin. It's all in that book. When are medbits going to happen? Be released. Hopefully soon. I don't know the exact date or hour. I wish I did, but nobody knows. The chat is going so fast. Let me see if I could pause it. Hold on. Oh boy. Um, let's see. Elon's speech was totally fun and charismatic. Well, yeah, like I said, Elon has two souls in his body. He's got one soul is angelic and the other soul is demonic. All right. So he's got two souls in one body. He could go either way. So he's kind of like a gray. Let's call him Elon the Gray. Yeah, Elon does have kid-like characteristics because he is autistic, and he did mention once that he is high-functioning autistic. A lot of intellectuals, a lot of geniuses are in the spectrum of autism, believe it or not, So people that have autism have a childlike characteristic. Yes, even in their adult years, they portray their childlike features, you could say. So yeah, Elon Musk does have a lot of that. But at the same time, this does not mean that there is a part of Elon that is working with the implementing the AI infrastructure and ultimately wanting to chip everyone and have people or humans merge with AI. Okay. He's said it before. If we can't beat AI, we might as well merge with it. All right. That came out of his mouth many times. So he's working on merging people with AI. I mean, it's up to you. If you feel like you want to integrate with AI and get sensors and chips and get that neural plant, more power to you. But I don't want to go into that timeline. I want to go into the organic timeline where we access those abilities and we become immortal through the activation of our dormant DNA. It's already within us. The gene of immortality is already within us. We just have to activate it. Some people say, no thanks. I don't want to merge with AI. That's becoming more of a slave, right? Elon has Asperger's. Yes, not autism. Well, that's high functioning autism. Let's be real. It's just another name for a person who's on the spectrum, but who is highly functional. Asperger's. That's true. Okay. Thank you for the correction, but it's the same thing. That's right. Ronald Thompson says Satan is in the AI. Well, that's how the Archon entities express themselves. It's through artificial intelligence. That is absolutely correct. The Gate of Knowledge. Welcome, the Gate of Knowledge. She says, "Who's the lady in the black dress following the Trumps today?" I have no clue. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. I'm gonna have to rewatch it to see who that was. Perhaps one of the Galactics. Who knows? Like I said, the Galactics were there in attendance, but they were cloaked. Okay, they were cloaked. Annabelle Alarcon, welcome Annabelle Alarcon. She says, "What happened with JFK Jr. becoming VP?" Like I said, JFK Jr. cannot come into the open until the cabal deep state is removed worldwide. So that's going to take some time before that happens. Maybe, hopefully, less than a few months. I don't know. But again, right now, there will be a thorough house cleansing, beginning with the U.S. government, and then, of course, this is going to extend over to other parts of the world, Australia, Canada, and especially Europe. So once all that is cleared, then of course Princess Diana, and the real JFK Jr. could come out of hiding. Monica Kanagoski says, "Can we expect that tomorrow Trump will tell us all about what the drones are?" Yes, that is another thing that he promised when he comes into office. He's going to tell the general public the truth about the drones. Okay, so let's just stay tuned to all of the revelations and disclosures that are about to take place. It's going to be fascinating. Again, guys, as a reminder, I do have some spots available for my February classes. They are filling up. So if you guys want to take Ascension Basics or Ascension 2.0 or even our Cosmic Origin, which is a mind bending course, go to my website, ourcosmicorigin.com, and secure your spot. My February classes begin in exactly 2.5 weeks, I believe. Let's see. Yes, 2.5 weeks. And they are on a weekend. They are both, all of them are on Saturday and Sunday. What do you think about Prince Harry? Um, well, he's a hybrid, right? He's got both his mother's genes and the cabal's genes in him. So he's a hybrid. He's got angel genetics through his mother's royal blood, and then he has reptilian fallen Anunnaki genetics through his, Prince Charles blood. So he's a hybrid. That's all I'm going to say about Prince Harry. So he could go either light or dark. He has it both in him. I do have a question from Osiris Hades. Welcome, Osiris Hades. He says, This is Master Light. Oh, okay. So you have two accounts. This is Master Light. Are you ready to see me meet Trump someday and represent us star beings? It's almost that time to make first contact. I agree, brother. I totally agree. We are heading there very, very soon. Thank you for reminding us about that. George Riva says Prince Harry is a gray hat. Okay. Okay, this is interesting from Linda Wingner. She says, regarding Mr. T's hand not in the Bible, see 1776 Nation for what Derek Johnson has to say. Okay, I'll check that out. I will check that out. Alrighty, guys, we are almost at an hour and 30 minutes. And it's time for me to go eat some eggs. That's my final meal. I'm talking to my stomach, and my stomach is growling. I will go live in exactly 2 more days and give another update. So, with that in mind, I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your evening. And again, don't for those that have not had a chance to vote for my book for the upcoming awards at the Conscious Live Expo, I will provide the link in the description. And I will see you guys in 2 nights. May the God force be with you all. Stay safe, stay healthy, and centered, my friends. Good night.